So whenever you're ready.
All right. Thank you very much, friends. And thank you, ladies and gentlemen of the airwaves. We are, of course, Peaches in Crime. We are very likable. We will prove it now with a brief treatise on human nature. This is a song about you. You may say, but Peaches in Crime, you've never met us. And we'll say, well, yes, that is true, but we have a pretty good idea what you're like. And so, the Bastard Tango.
Experience has taught me men are bastards. And furthermore, that women are all shrews. That every kid's a brat that should be smothered. But come now, you know none of this is news. The friends you know to be your boon companions will throw you to the wolves at the first chance. And so, friends, let's go dance the master tango. You must admit, it's just your kind of dance. You'll find your hate, outweighs your love. It has to be. So you can stand so advice. I'll simply men, heed this advice. I'll give up the things we don't get. Pretending that you'll play with others nicely seems to have helped exactly no one yet. So if you plan to make your way in this world, you'll have to give at least all that you get. Latest looks on those who sit in judgment, and honest men have never yet been found. So play the game and play it well and all in until they put you 6 feet underground. What's right and wrong? Confess the truth you think you are concealing. You make it all up as you go along. Why, yes, I guess we're all bad as each other, which makes our course of action plain to see. Let's all join in, come dance the master tango. At least you'll know you're in bad company. You'll find your hate outweighs your love. It has to deep. So before you can stand on the line, I'll simply men heed this advice. I'll hear about the feelings we don't catch.
Very much, ladies and gentlemen. I cannot hear the applause of every single one of you, but I assume some sort of seismic activity will follow, no doubt. Yes, indeed. The Bastard Tango from Peaches and Crime, proof that there is almost nothing worse than you, except everybody else. But if hell is other people, then misery certainly loves company. And so I'm going to prevail upon our drummer, Ross, to join our vocalist, Miss Angie Diamond, up here at the microphone for a brief piece entitled The Matchmaker.
Excuse me, is this the personals desk?
Right now, yes, it is.
Well, I'd like to place an ad.
Well, I imagine that's why you're here. What can I get for you?
Seeking men with Valentino eyes. Men with these, please write to me at P.O. Box 102, Schenectady.
Certainly, P.O. Box 102, Schenectady. And will that be all?
Actually, I'd like to place another.
Buying or selling?
Another personal, actually.
Another personal?
I like to keep my bases covered.
All right. Can I put you down for?
Seeking Rachmaninoff hands. Men with these, please write to me at P.O. Box 102, Schenectady.
Certainly, 102 Schenectady. And will that be all?
Actually, I'd like another.
Another personals?
Yes.
Are you...
No.
No.
Seeking Jesse Owens' legs. Man with these, please write to me at P.O. Box 103, Schenectady.
Wait, not 102?
I don't want 102 to get too over full.
I can see how it might. Another?
Last one, I promise.
Another personals?
Buying, actually.
Oh, thank goodness. What would you like to find?
Seeking industrial grade sewing machine. preferable for leather and other heavy exotic fabrics. Light repair acceptable, willing to negotiate on price. Person with these, please write to me at P.O. Box 103, Schenectady.
Exotic, certainly. And 103 Schenectady, certainly. Will that finally be all?
Yes, and thank you so much for your time, sir. And if I may, I love your tie.
Well, thank you very much.
I really appreciate a man who's well put together. Saw her standing there with someone else's grin, thinking I'll give you all my problems if you just let me in. But she has other plans for men, pity me a fool. So if you tell her you were made for her, she'll make it for her too. Hey, ain't no such thing as a self-made man. So wind me up, unravel me, these twisted games we play. But you know where my heart is, so you know I'll never stray. All men know that with girls like you, there's gotta be a catch. So if she can't win your love, honestly, she'll build you from scratch. Hey, ain't no such thing as a self-made man. Smile destitute, angel, all is going to plan. And try as I might to fight it, my heart beats on your command. But don't pull too tightly in your tiny little hand, lest you reach for mine and my pull back for the threat of a man. No such thing, no such thing, no such thing. No such thing, no such thing, no such thing as a self-made man.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for your entirely deserved applause. That was, of course, The Matchmaker, followed by Self-Made Man, which I believe are both available on the upcoming album Do Bad Things, to be released next Friday. You are, of course, incredibly excited, but I must ask you to wait because I cannot get there. Now, we are Peaches and Crime collectively, but individually we have names too, at least until the papers are filed. On the bass, of course, Honest Stephen Longfield. On the keyboard, the 88-fingered stylings of our very own Mikey the Fist. Backing up with female vocals, and of course also on the clarinet, the effervescent young Catherine.
Hi there.
Ross plays the drums. I, of course, am Daniel Z. Black. Normally we would be joined by our other vocalist and trombonist, Ms. Abigail Pins, but for contractual reasons, she refuses to come out when the sun is up. Now, a momentary digression, ladies and gentlemen. A bit of a public service announcement, this being the radio and all. It is a known fact that the vast plurality of murders occur within the family unit. And so, If you wish to count yourself perfectly safe, you must do away with a lot of them before they can get you. Indeed, it is safest to associate exclusively with strangers, those who have no families at all. Indeed, indigents and drifters. You may give them whatever compensation you feel wise for hanging out and not murdering you. Rest assured, they will take the rest.
Choice but confess. So you keep your money and I'll take the rest. I fill my chest up with heartache and my eyes up with tears. I got enough cold loneliness to last me for years. Up in heaven, who can hear me protest? So you keep your money, and I'll take the rest. Hey there, mister, I've got something for you. Tonight I'm taking someone home. And I'll take the rest.
And I must tell you, you are listening to the Dealer's Choice Show here on WVBR FM Ithaca, and this is Peaches and Crime.
Peaches and Crime, it is indeed, ladies and gentlemen, the Dealer's Choice Show, WVBR of Ithaca. If you are currently listening, never stop listening. If you are not currently listening, why am I talking to you? You're not important. That, of course, was I'll Take the Rest, off of Peaches and Crime's very first album, The Great Display, available on iTunes and CD Baby. Also available for sale at our CD release party next week. More about that in a little bit. We thought that a song of this nature would be the best sort of introduction for our lead vocalist, of course. Hailing from parts unknown and for purposes undisclosed, ladies and gentlemen, the insatiable Angie Diamond.
Charmed.
Now, Peaches and Crime is available for any occasion or venue which would be willing to pay us or which is very handsome. Handsome? That's the word?
I'm surprised you're questioning that.
Now, it may be very difficult to acquire the necessary funds, but rest assured the world is full of people who will give you their money in exchange for more money. It can sometimes be difficult to enter into these arrangements, or rather simple to enter them, difficult to extricate oneself, for when, of course, the payment falls short, then the kick-around kickback begins. Miss Diamond, if you would.
when you kick around, kickbacks do. Kick around, kick around, kickbacks do.
The Kick Around Kickback, ladies and gentlemen, by Peaches and Crime. Another track set to debut on the album Do Bad Things, which will be coming out next Friday. Of course you will desire one. After all, could you live with yourself with the consequences of not owning one? Imagine people on the street staring at you, spitting on you like a freak, your lovers turning you from their beds, not wanting to associate romantically, spiritually, or physically with someone so uncouth and uncultured. Think of what your dear mother would say. Indeed. Now, of course, the release of this event will be met with celebration nationwide, indeed worldwide. We imagine there shall be riots aplenty. But the epicenter from which this shall be unleashed shall be the Roberson Mansion in Binghamton, New York. You can find it on a map, and if you can't find it on a map, ask for directions.
230 Front Street.
Yes, indeed. 230 Front Street in Binghamton. So if there's another 230 Front Street...
I mean, go to 30 Front
go
Street, not
on
230 Front Street.
Okay.
Sorry, I was unclear. My apologies, Mr. Black.
I forgive you, Miss Diamond, as indeed America shall forgive you someday. But once you have proceeded to 30 Front Street in Binghamton, you'll say, why is it closed? The answer, of course, is because the excitement does not happen until next Friday, which is the
24th.
The 24th. The 2 in the 10's place, 4 in the 1's place. It will be happening at a time, Miss Diamond remembers,
6 p.m. to 9 p.m.
Eastern time. So if you're running on Pacific time, go back to where you came from, which is presumably Oregon. Now, your appetites have been whetted impossibly. I can think about your saliva, and it revolts me. So, in order to give you a soupçon, an amuse-bouche, as they might say in France if they were pretentious, we are going to delight you with a number that has not yet been set to recording or to the aerial waves. Ooh, indeed. Everybody, ooh.
Ooh, indeed.
And so, Dealer's Choice, of course, is welcome for this honor. And they will convey that honor to you, America, as we give you a taste of exotic and foreign lands in the Devil City Strut.
Supper at the Astor House with poets
Ladies and gentlemen, the Devil City Strut premiered at this moment on WVBR by Peaches and Crime. Remember this moment, ladies and gentlemen. Fix it into your minds, for your grandchildren and your grandchildren's grandchildren, unless you get hit by a bus or something, are going to be gathering around your knee in front of the fireplace or the furnace or whatever they'll have in the future, asking, what was it like, grandparent or great-grandparent or whatever? What was it like the first time you heard Devil City Strut on the radio and the entire world changed? And you can say, well, descendants, it was pretty great. I'm sure I had something for after that, but
Well, we didn't mention when we were discussing the CD release party where they can buy their advance tickets
Oh,
to
my
make
goodness.
sure they reserve a copy
Naturally.
of the album.
there is
Do Bad
only
Things.
yes, indeed, there's only a finite number of copies of our album Do Bad Things. The resources required to produce albums being what they are. And so if you are looking to reserve a ticket in advance, get up off of your duff, or I guess if you weren't on your duff to begin with, stay off of your duff and go to, Ms. Diamond,
www.roberson.org.
that is O-R-G. Roberson is spelled R-O-B-E-R-S-O-N.
That's correct.
Unless you are using the Cyrillic alphabet, in which case stop using the Cyrillic alphabet and spell it R-O-B-E-R-S-O-N.org, O-R-G.
Tickets are $15 for adults or $20 if you want to reserve a copy of the CD.
And why would you not want to reserve a copy of the CD? What sort of terrible person would you have to be to do that?
There are also student and senior discounts as well as for children. So check it out, and hopefully we'll see you there from 6 to 9, Friday, October 24th at the Roberson Mansion in Binghamton.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, come to our CD release party next Friday. Bring your friends, bring their friends. Bring some strangers. It would probably be safer, as we discussed earlier. And indeed,
some enemies.
Definitely make some enemies. You can probably do that just walking down the street being yourself. And then bring them to the CD release party so you know exactly where they are, and keep your back to the wall at all times. You'll be fine. Now, I imagine they could do with another song.
One more song, then take a break?
I'm not against it. What did you have in mind?
I didn't. You're the leader, Mr. Black.
I love leading. Well,
I suppose you could always solicit suggestions from the Peanut Gallery as well.
that's true. Peanut Gallery. Oh,
We can't do that one today.
not yet.
Not without our Miss Pins.
We have a song, ladies and gentlemen, a little sea shanty called In Innsmouth Town. We learned it in Massachusetts. You will love it, and the only way that you can hear it, short of, I don't know, going to the past or traveling to Massachusetts, which I cannot in good conscience recommend to anyone I would consider a friend, then you will have to come to the CD release party. Now, we can't do a sea shanty. Let's see here. Then why not a drinking song?
We have not planned for the drinking
We have
song.
not planned for the drinking song.
I sent out the list.
I know that we sent out the list. You'll have to forgive me, ladies and gentlemen. The pressure of the microphone utterly robs me of any eloquence. So,
All
Well,
evidence to the contrary, Mr. Black.
so, Ms. Diamond,
Mr. Black.
I will, with the strength of the gods who hoisted the world onto Atlas's shoulders like jerks, ask you to think of the song we should play next while I tell the public a little bit about Peaches and Crime. So, Mr. and Mrs. America and all the ships at sea. Peaches and Crime are the new vaudeville. You may remember, in fact, there was a time when the old vaudeville, full of musty theaters and disgusting personages, but enough about the audience, were mucking up our nation. And it has fallen out of favor, and like all disreputable things, we are bringing it back because everything old is new again, and everything new wasn't that good to begin with. Consensus has been reached. Peaches and Crime sometimes functions like a democracy, unlike America. And so, that was Ross, by the way. He has a sense of humor. And one trick, he's quite fond of it. Now, speaking of the nation, it is divided, as some of you may know, by the mighty and muddy Mississippi River. And right next to the Gulf of Mexico is the vast cloaca from which it exudes its waters into the common sea. In the delta of the Mississippi River is, of course, a number of disreputable characters with colored histories, and so they fit in quite well with Peaches and Crime. And so we raise a tale of double-barreled vengeance from that sodden earth, entitled The Baby Full of Buckshot Blues.
Running around and having fun. Found out my man was cheating, running around and having fun. I didn't get mad or even, no, I just got me my. There's just one thing left to do. Now that I've done my baby, there's just one thing left to do. I'm gonna track down that other woman and I'll show her a thing or two. Now my baby's full of buckshot. I guess that means that I've got puts me in a tight spot with baby full of buckshot. Know the lonely grave plot with baby full of buckshot. I hope that I don't get caught with baby full of buckshots. Blues.
The Baby Full of Buckshot Blues by Peaches and Crime, purveyors of swing, jazz, blues, etc. If you enjoy it, Peaches and Crime does it better than everyone else you know. More information, of course, can be found at peachesandcrime.com. Ms. Diamond, I believe you had requested a brief break.
If you don't mind, Mr. Black. Lady's
Well-
got to freshen up.
Never having been a lady, I cannot say that I can take anybody's suggestions but your own. And so, just as the Lord rested on the seventh day, apocryphally, we will be indulging in a brief pause, but, of course, the show must go on. Gentlemen, I believe that there is more to come. Now, ladies and gentlemen of the airwaves, some people take incredible comfort in the presence of an invisible, ineffable being who lives in the sky and is constantly watching them. What simple, uncomplicated lives they must lead to feel this way. Now, religion has at times been a pillar of Peaches and Crime in the sense that it can be kicked aside to make things more interesting. But Miss Diamond will now entertain us with a moment of spiritual reflection in the jazz standard, He Done Me Wrong, I Did Him In.
He done me wrong, oh Lord. He done me wrong most every day. With his mouth and hands, he done me wrong most every way. He done me wrong, oh Lord. So tell me, would it be a sin since he done me wrong if I were to do him in? Got me singing red by bread, not gonna be a long night. Time up, gas 'em down, burn the whole place to the ground. You done me wrong, I did a man. Now I'm left to singing the blues. You done me wrong, oh Lord. I caught him lying to my face. He took my ready cash, disappeared without a trace. He done me wrong, oh Lord, but now I found him. Yes, it's true. I'm gonna do him, man, if that's alright by you. Got me singing red my bread's right. Gonna be a long night. Time up, gas 'em down, burn the whole place to the ground. You done me wrong, I did a man. Now I'm left to singing the blues. He done me wrong, oh Lord. But if you don't think I should, give me a sign, oh Lord. Good. Got me singing red my bread. I'm gonna be a long night. Time up, gas 'em down, burn the whole place to the ground. You done me wrong, I did a man, and now I'm left to singing the blues. Oh yeah, now I'm left to singing the blues. That's right. Oh, now I'm left to singing the blues. Yeah, now I'm left here singing the blues.
Peaches and Crimes, He Done Me Wrong, I Did Him In. I believe from Vaudevillains, unless I'm much mistaken. Vaudevillains, yes indeed. And now, ladies and gentlemen, a note about love. One is said to fall in love, and how accurate a description that is it not? The vertiginous feeling of elation, and of course, the sudden cataclysmic conclusion when one strikes the ground. The bones snapping and splintering, the neck contorted past its natural position, every nerve in the body twisting and writhing and screaming in pain. I mean, that's standard, right? Yes, totally. We have all been in love and felt that delightful, sudden sensation. Miss Diamond, surely you have been in love before.
These are the words I'll never say. These are the words you'll never hear, for fear that someone will hear the words meant for only your ears. This is the secret I'll never reveal until I learn not to feel. Forgive me if I'm being too bold for telling the greatest love story never No.
Ah, my mistake then. Sorry about that. Ladies and gentlemen, we are Peaches in Crime, and our goal is not only to delight and entertain, because of course we're obviously doing that already, but also to educate. And so, on March 25th, 1911, the Triangle Shirtwaist Factory, the top two floors of what is today, the Ash Building in New York City, burst into flame. Over 100 workers, mostly overworked young immigrant women, some as young as the age of 12, perished in the conflagration. From the burns, the inhalation of smoke, or in some cases, as horrified onlookers witnessed, the 10-story plummet to the street below. No, Ross.
That's not where that goes?
No. That's not where that goes.
Okay.
Now, the lessons of history are sometimes opaque, as can be evidenced by the number of ways that we repeat them. But the moral of the story should be relatively straightforward in this case, and illustrated in Never Be a Good Girl.
Shirts that we all buy in stores, in factories where women work and bosses lock the doors. They pay the good girls pennies and tuck them in real tight, and nobody will make a scene until they're set alight. So never be a good girl, does just what she should, girl. The kind of life that would be don't please me at all. Remember that a good girl does just what she should, girl, is just setting herself up to take the fall. A good girl never makes a fuss and she never complains, and bosses keep that neat of mind when Papa's on the brains. They crown the girls in tightly upon the building's crown, so when the flames start rising up, there's only one way down. So never be a good girl, does just what she should, girl. The kind of life that would be don't please me at all. Remember that a good girl does just what she should, girl, is just setting herself up to take the fall. The problem with good girls is that good girls are cheap, and when you've not left but your faith, you've not left to believe. Whoa. Don't please me at all. So girls, if you think goodness is a point of heavy pride, remember the Triangle Girls and remember how they died. So never be a good girl, does just what she should, girl. The kind of life that would be don't please me at all. Remember that a good girl does just what she should, girl. It's just setting herself up to take the fall.
Never Be a Good Girl, ladies and gentlemen, by Peaches and Crime. We have sought this afternoon to delight you unceasingly, but afternoons cease, and so too must our joining you. But allow us, if we may, to recap the events of the afternoon. We are Peaches and Crime. Anna Stephen Longfield, Ross, Mikey the Fist, Angie Diamond, Young Catherine, Daniel Z. Black, Abigail Pins, elsewhere. We have a number of albums out, and the newest one, the number is 2, but it will be 3, next Friday, the 24th of October, when at 30 Front Street in Binghamton, New York, from 6 to 9 p.m., we will be debuting Wow Jeepers, Do Bad Things, our newest album. For more information or to purchase tickets like a sensible person in advance, you will go to roberson.org. That's roberson.org, and you will purchase them. Now, it is, of course, the tradition of Peaches and Crime to leave the audience wanting more. And so they must live unsatisfied forever, or until they get hit by a bus or something. But do you think we could find it in our hearts to play one last track from our album?
I believe that we could.
I'm glad to hear it. Let's see here. Well, why not one of the final tracks then? Something toward the end?
Something towards the end would be delightful.
Yes. Speaking, of course, of locations in New York, we were recently playing in New York City, which is frankly just the worst. The entire city smells like millions of people breaking wind at once, and everything costs twice as much as it ought to. But the audience pays, so we go there. But you need a story that's local, something that reminds them of home. And so a little number about the Interborough Rapid Transit System called Bringing Hell to Brooklyn wows the crowd in Gotham, and we think will wow you today as well. This, of course, is Peaches and Crime from WVBR in Ithaca, the single greatest thing to happen to radio since, I imagine, Guillermo Marconi. And frankly, that guy's a fascist, so if you see him, you walk right the other way. Bringing Hell to Brooklyn is what Peaches and Crime will be delighting you with in just a moment, I imagine, as soon as it begins playing.